everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Fitness Education Series produced by the Australian Fitness Academy. It's like progressive overload for your brain. I'm your host, Tom Rock, and today's episode we're going to follow on from last week's episode where I talked about my training and looking to update my upper body session. So thanks to everyone out there who did send me an email with some program ideas. Really appreciate it. They all look really cool. Hopefully you appreciate the replies that you got back. If you are listening to the previous episode after this one or later on, feel free to shoot me an email with a program if you want to get any thoughts on it. I'm definitely going to run this one for probably 4 to 6 weeks, but then I'm always looking for new ideas and new programs to follow. So if you are listening and you didn't get one in this week, feel free to shoot one through at any point in time, and I'm love to see more programs and talk about them. So yeah, always open to it. But we'll go the program I picked to run through. So thanks to Randy. Randy sent this one through. A good little upper body split. So it's a 2-day split for my upper body. So I'll do an upper lower, but there's 2 different days. So one day I'll do one upper body session. So let's say Tuesday, and then Thursday I'll do another upper body, but it'll be a different session. So really cool. There's some good compound exercises in there and some newer ones, which I'm excited. So I'll just quickly run through what I've got. So the first upper body day will be a shoulder press. Then it'll be a single arm seated cable row. Then I've got close grip bench press, and then a single arm dumbbell preacher curl. It was preacher curl, but I'm going to do a single arm dumbbell preacher curl on sort of an inclined bench because I don't have access to a preacher curl machine readily, or a preacher curl bench. So I'm going to use a normal seating bench that you would sit on to do an incline press and rest my arm on that. So I'm going to do a single arm dumbbell preacher curl for that one. And then day 2, so if I do a Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday upper body sessions, my next day will be chin ups, followed by incline bench press, then chest supported rear delt fly, which I'm really looking forward to doing. I haven't done that in a while, so looking forward to it. It's a great little inclusion, I think. A barbell bicep curl, and then a tricep push down at the end for that one. So a couple of good little exercises in there. Definitely some changing up from what I've been doing, which is really cool. So what he's sort of done with the sets and reps is it's 3 sets of 6 for the main compound. So day 1 shoulder press and single arm seated cable row will have 3 sets of 6. The day 2, the chin up and the incline bench will have 3 sets of 6. All the other exercises are 2 sets of 8. So nice sort of not crazy high volume, which I think is good. You don't necessarily need it. Really good quick workouts. I don't have to superset anything really because they're not overly long. I might superset the bicep and tricep exercises on day 2 to get through everything in a good time frame. But relatively, straightforward workouts, which is good. It's not overly complicated and hard to get through. So really cool. And I guess the movements I'm most excited about getting back into is close grip bench press. I haven't done that in a blocker training for a long time, and really sort of enjoy that exercise. And it is tough to get in sometimes if you're doing a lot of bench press because you sort of don't want to just overload that pushing movement if you do bench press and close grip bench press. Sort of a lot of volume to recover from the similar muscle group. So really cool that they've got that one in there for me to get done. And as I said, the chest supported rear delt fly. A lot of upper back work is really good and good for your shoulder health. I previously done a lot of face pulls in my training, but the chest supported rear delt fly is a really cool one. Hopefully get some upper back hypertrophy there too, which will be really cool. But just a good way, I think, to adjust your programming. So thanks again for sending that through and everyone that got involved. And it sort of gives me something to think about, I think, moving forward. And sticking to blocks, obviously, I've talked about the importance of having training blocks in the past. So it actually gives you something to work at, progress, and you can see that progressive overload happening. But it also helps keep training interesting. So it's something I want to continue doing is with running my blocks, but then trying new things, trying new programs, and doing things I don't usually do just to keep the gym interesting. I've just started getting back into the lower body stuff since my ankle injury. So I did my first lower body session earlier this week, and I pulled up very sore. I probably went a little bit hard. I didn't do a whole lot. It was just sort of 3 sets of squats. But I probably pushed a little bit heavy on the last set. And it's really hard to get back into your training after 3 or 4 weeks off, and take it easy. And it's easier said than done, I guess. I'm always telling people to go easy on their first weeks back, but always struggle to do it myself, which is why it's probably good to plan. And I think, obviously, going into that first session, probably and doing too much, or thinking I've done too much based on the amount of DOMs and muscle soreness in the days afterwards, I think it gives me good perspective to look back and go, okay, now I know what I should do. I'm going to keep it super, super light, good range of motion, but really not intense at all. So it's going to be leaving plenty in the tank, and that's the best way to start programs, especially coming off the back, and which is exactly what I would tell people, but just didn't really do it myself as well as I should. But what I want to get at is that this upper body, or having this new upper body program in place, gives me keeps me interested in my training. That's, I think, the hardest thing about going back and starting at the start and just slowly progressing up and lifting, say, 60 kilos when you know you could be doing 70 or 80 or 90 kilos is a hard thing to do. And that's where you sort of training gets boring, or you just push yourself faster than you should because you just want it to be more interesting, or you want to get stronger again, or you want to be stronger. So what this allows me to do is really focus on enjoying my upper body days and get my variation and push myself with this new upper body program. And then on my lower body day, I know, well, that's the day to focus on recovery, probably a lot of mobility and stretching for my lower body, so we can start to build that mobility back and my exercises start to feel good as I slowly progress from a very lightweight, very low intensity, low volume, as I slowly increase that over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So I can really think about, in my own mind, I think about, well, my lower body days, they are what they are. They're going to be relatively low intensity, and that's okay, but stick to it and don't get halfway through a session and go, I'm feeling good today, and then just load it up. Stick to a plan to slowly progress that. And then on your upper body days, you can come in really excited, ready to go, with a lot of motivation to push yourself a little bit harder, and see that progression and really attack the program as best as possible. So I think it's a good little mindset, and it's helped me a lot in terms of balancing those lower body days and not overdoing it. And really, I can work on my upper body days as the days I want to go into the gym and have a really, really good session and not feel like I'm just going through the motion. So yeah, appreciate that. But if you guys have any questions, we'll be looking to, I'll keep running the podcast weekly. So yeah, if you do have any questions, send me through an email at tom@afa.com.au, or reply to the podcast in the Q&A section below. But yeah, hopefully you got a bit out of that. Again, if you got any programs, feel free to keep shooting them through. Any thoughts on this program? I gave you a quick rundown, so if you want to sort of run this as well, yeah, go for it. I'll see how it goes over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Then yeah, we might do a little bit of an update on how it felt, how it progressed, all that sort of thing. But yeah, hopefully a bit out of that episode and my sort of mindset attacking training. Hopefully it gives you something to think about, whether it's your own training or when you're getting clients into the gym, if they do have injuries or they're coming back after a break. Yeah, it's important to start slow, but maybe give them things they can do that allow them to push hard, without that detrimental effect of really not being able to recover from those first few sessions. Other than that, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon.